I'm talking about the draft, you've got to say the ban. So CHAKAIMOOK did ban away Orianna and Alistar. The wombo combo geniuses are taking off the entire area. And then Serpent did ban away Olaf and Aurelion Sol. Aurelion Sol was really strong last matchup. So I think it does deserve a lot of respect. I think people do definitely overlook the big old dragon quite a fair bit. Now looking onto the draft, CHAKAIMOOK's POV, we're going to be seeing that Kennen did make it through the ban phase, and that is going to be a pretty straightforward pickup. Paired up also with the CC of Wukong's knockup potential. That is going to be a deadly combo. Wukong and Kennen together is going to be scary. But when you look in on the other side, Kai'Sa, Lulu, the wombo combo is back in action once again. And you got Gragas to... Once again, you can flex it. It might be a mid laner. It might be also a Baron laner, even though it does seem like it will be a Baron laner, and they're going to pair it up with an AP mid, which is exactly what they're going to do. They're pairing it up with a Zed. So overall, drafts are pretty solid on both sides, but they got Camille too, which Camille, if she can get ahead and bully down and lock down that Kai'Sa, their composition is really strong. So composition alone, I'm going to say CHAKAIMOOK might have a little bit of a lead, especially because Kennen made it through.
Wow. I mean, Kennen just gave, like, if every hero adds 1 point, Kennen right now adds, like, 10 points. It's like 1 versus 9, you know? He's just way too strong. So if you look at the composition, yes, you're absolutely right. CHAKAIMOOK's composition is heavily focusing on team fights. They also have a lot of split pushing presence from the Camille alone. Whereas their opposition, where you see on the top of the screen, and that is Serpent to represent. Look at those beautiful borders. The Grandmaster, the Master, the Diamond borders are just way too sexy. So despite the fact that their composition are I prefer CHAKAIMOOK's comp, but I prefer this borders. I think this border is just way too sexy.
Yeah, I don't really like the Grandmaster border. I prefer the Master border. I think that one's looking really sexy. Damn sexy for sure. But you know what? Hopefully this game is going to be sexy as well. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our third PO3 matchup of the day. And also this is an interesting one between Serpents and CHAKAIMOOK, because reason why, whoever wins this makes it to the playoffs. Whoever loses, as Dave said, rightly so, they go home, even though they're already home. But like it's a metaphor. You know, it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah,
but they're going to be sticking where they are standing so far.
True. Right now, nobody knows, you know. But they're going to go home mentally. Yeah, that still doesn't work. So it seems like Lulu is in mid, do a little bit of poke onto the Kennen to help the Zed. We all know Zed is a little bit weak or in the early game. He does need a little bit of help. Lulu does pop the Vision Plant in the jungle, just be a little bit more annoying. You know, she's a witch after all. But yeah, pretty peaceful early game.
They're pretty peaceful. As I said, that almost a stun comes out on top of the Lulu. Would have put her down to mid HP, but she is able to suck just fine. I'm looking at the mid matchup between Zed and Kennen specifically. The reason why I think that Kennen wins here, because I do believe that Kennen wins that matchup pretty nicely, unless, you know, there's some big ganks to help the Zed in big ways. Kennen's got that CC that Zed struggles against CC, especially in 1v1s. And also Kennen's got that big ultimate too that can make things really, really bad for the Zed. So I don't know what you think of that matchup, but I personally believe that Kennen, also because he's pretty damn OP, is going to win that matchup normally pretty dominantly, once again, unless a bunch of ganks come on through.
Early game. So all heroes kind of win against Zed, like in early, before level 3. But after level 3, if Zed does well, he's able to use a WEQ combo to poke, and then after level 5, he one-shots almost everybody. So the same argument can be made on Yasuo and Zed. Yasuo against Zed, like auto tech, Yasuo gonna win. But at level 5, if there's no minion for Yasuo to dash on, he doesn't have flash, that's a free kill for Zed every single time. Squishy assassins like Kennen, like Yasuo, they're similar. You know, when they see Zed with level 5, they're gonna die every single time. So it all depends on how CHAKAIMOOK is able to play that Kennen. Are they able to out-rotate with Kennen, to rotate ahead of the Zed, leveraging the early game advantage? Or if they let the Zed peacefully transition to level 5, it might be a little bit of a problem for the Kennen in the lane.
It could be the case indeed. Also, we got another matchup that's going to be Gragas and also Camille. I'm not going to talk about that matchup too much because we talked about that matchup so often today, and we know that Camille, once she hits level 5, she can take the fight, but Gragas, his 1v1 trade potential is going to be huge, especially if he gets an early gank from the Lee Sin, which Lee Sin is toward that position. He could be of use, but I'm seeing also Lulu here. She's got 1,000 gold, would be enough to get the lock-it enchant, which I would personally recommend her to go back right now, because she's not really doing too much for her team because, like, Kai'Sa was gone away, and now she's going to be, unfortunately, without the Lock-It Enchant for the next fight, which could be detrimental for them to be able to win that fight versus this Brawl and also versus the enemy Miss Fortune.
Yep, I see both sides are support just being really aggressive, poking right now. And then, but if this does skills into late game, it's going to be really, really good for Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa has been the #1 skilling champion of any pro team or competitive team's choice in the current meta. This hero is very mobile in the late game. She has a invisibility for a second, and she moves really fast. On top of it, her burst damage is insane, both from skill damage and auto attack, thanks to her passive. So this hero has been really popular right now. If they allow Kai'Sa to continue, to scale in the late game, the Kai'Sa and Lulu combo can be formidable. But in the early to mid game matchups, Miss Fortune gonna have a huge leg up. I shouldn't say leg up when we talk about two girls, but huge advantage, huge advantage.
There's going to be a pretty big advantage for them indeed. I fully agree with you on that one. But so far, I actually didn't ask you, Dave. Normally, that's something I like to ask to my co-casters quite a bit. Is like, which team do you think will be actually winning? Not this matchup, but like this BO3 series. And do you have a reason why? I'd love to know.
I don't know. I think that both teams are really good in their respective ways. I do think that Serpents coming in as the preferred or the expected team to win. Oh, speaking of that, here it comes. A little bit of action.
Oh, big fight. Oh, my. Big early ultimate coming out from the cannon too, but unfortunately was not able to stun because it didn't have enough stacks for that to happen. Now Lulu's going to be joining up the mix. Zed, instant ultimate, but the rest of the team is ready to follow up. Also, the Wukong ultimate to try and give a little bit more breathing space. And that ultimate of Zed was like almost like rendered useless by the shield that came on through from the Lock-It Enchant from the Brawl. And now they're just going to go straight for the Drake, which I got to say, that's an aggressive Drake, but they put them so low on the other side, they just almost can't contest it. Brawl's going to try his best, and he will be secured by the smite onto the Lee Sin.
Very, very odd play coming out from CHAKAIMOOK here. Even though they have a teamfight comp, but didn't execute properly. We saw the cannon completely miss that ultimate. And right after that, Zed is able to get the enemy jungle, get the Sea Serpent jungler low. Once the Wukong was low, you see that Sea Serpent just very decisively went for the dragon. And it's Infernal Dragon also. That is a really good play from Sea Serpents, able to dodge the ultimate from cannon, and then eventually secure the dragon. I think it was smart, it's good positioning. Maybe they just capitalized on the mistake from CHAKAIMOOK as well.
For sure on that one. Nothing's been really happening in that Baron lane so far, actually. Gragas and Camille have been at pretty much a standoff. Oh, now they say that you actually got the Wukong, the monkey boy, that was around the corner for a split second, but he's going to be going for the Scuttler for the time being. As now Miss Fortune going to be taking her own fight. It's a little bit like Myron, not sure exactly what's happening, but she is getting dived. It does seem like she's indeed getting dived in a 1v3. Oh, nice jumping. She does get the heal, though, but it's not going to be enough as Lee Sin joins up on the fight also. Brawl. Where was he? What was he doing? He was in mid that entire time. He's chilling. He's vibing. He's on a vacation.
Yeah, we're having a little bit of lag right here. Let's switch to the other side. From the Sea Serpent's perspective, yeah, Braum was definitely vibing somewhere else. Like, that was just a little bit unfortunate. Leaving the Kai'Sa, the most important character, instead of rotating away from her, you needed people to rotate towards her. That's the win condition. Yep, you understand that. The comp all revolves around like how quickly you can get this Kai'Sa fed. And if you don't revolve around her, it's going to be a big mistake. And we saw that being punished very heavily on that lane.
Yeah, a big punishment indeed did happen. I like to see that indeed. So the first Drake, we saw it happen earlier, was easily taken away. Now the thing is, they got to try and get some more turret-based control, which Zed... a lot of people tell me Zed is not a good split pusher. I think Zed is a great split pusher.
Yeah,
the reason why is because he can escape easily with his shadow and make himself very slippery. Same for Camille too. Camille is very similar in that sense that she can split push, move away. Lee Sin is pretty similar too because they got that great escape potential while get some significant turret damage. So I think overall Zed created a good opportunity on the Drake lane, picked up the first tower, now can allow himself and his team to focus on other positions. Lee Sin also in the bot lane. They're standing in the bush. You can't see right now, but on the minimap, Lee Sin and Gragas are waiting for the opportunity to strike on top of that Camille, waiting for her to push the wave.
Yeah, I mean...
What's going to happen?
Well,
they spotted out. They're going to go for the tower there. But we're only going to be talking about what's happening in the points. But yeah, they do go for the dive, and they do indeed find the kill. Nice. Gragas will be funding that one. Now, because Gragas is a little bit ahead, he should easily be able to hold his lane 1v1 versus Camille.
Yep. And then I want to emphasize that is just a perfect split pusher. In fact, all of those bruisers, fighters, assassins, their mid game to late game are just split push, actually. Oh, speaking of split pushing, it's a little bit of skirmish in mid.
Push in mid. He did get the transformation for a split second, but though the Herald is going to be pushing onto the Drake lane to trade off that tower that Zed was able to secure prematurely, so they will be able to clap back in big ways. But once again, this game is now going to a little bit of a standstill. Not too much is happening. 45 seconds before the next Drake is going to be up on the Rift. Hopefully, they'll be able to secure it down. But Lee Sin is already going to go for the blue side jungle clear, so he should be getting there really quickly. Every single player is towards mid or the Drake lane, which does tend to show, to me at least, that they are slowly getting ready for Drake control and potentially an early peak.
What I think there was a little mix-up from my side. Kaisa was... Oh, so, okay. So I have a little mix-up over there. Kaisa was obviously from Serpents side. So, yeah, they're going for the late game skilling. Just now we saw a little bit of rotation over there from when Brawl was gone. That was on the CHAKAIMOOK side. So Serpents definitely able to catch take advantage and to catch the misfortune off guard. Oh, here we go. A little bit skirmish in mid.
Camille, what are you doing? Well, we're going to 1v3, but you know what? They're still able to find himself a frag on top of the Lulu at the end of the day, but that's going to be an even trade-off. Oh my god, no, Kennen! He gets it despite being so low. That's going to be the Zhonya paying dividends. That's going to be 2 frags. Lee Sin, Kaisa out of the equation, and so will be the Lulu. 3 kills coming the way of CHAKAIMOOK, and now Drake is going to be on the menu. They're going to go for the TP in. I believe that's going to be the Camille, and Camille indeed shall be there, and she's going to go instantly for the dive on that one target. That's going to be the Zed. He does make it unscathed, but he just can't contest the Drake. And so far, it's going to be a really decent trade on the end. So it's going to be 1 Drake for both teams. A nice trade, 50-50% win rate on the Dragon Pit. But that was a clean fight. Sure, I'm still going to question how that Camille engaged at the start under tower. But then the team backed it up in such a good way that it was worthwhile.
Yep. Well, this is what you do when you have cannon. I mean, absolutely. Camille locks somebody down. And you force a team fight where you cannot go when your team is ready. Speaking of team ready, it seems like Serpents wants a little bit of piece of for themselves. Nothing happened here though.
Next item going to be purchased by the Camille, though. Not the Camille, sorry, the Misfortune, should I say. So she's going to be popping some real significant damage in the next fight. She's got a regen, though. Really, one thing that's interesting to me was Misfortune. Her mana management is not that great, so you've got to be careful on how you use that Ricochet. I was going to a sweet little replay on our screens currently, seeing how that fight happened. And Camille just, like, using everything in her kit. Like, bro, I'm going to go for it. Kennen got a significant stun, though. And paired up was also the bullet time coming out from the Misfortune. It was really well executed. But that Zhonya coming out, it was, like, so surprised that Lee Sin didn't connect an extra basic attack. He was like, do I go for it? Do I leave? He was like, And unfortunately, when it comes down to games like this, indecision is your biggest foe.
Yeah.
If you do not know what you're doing, that is when you're going to lose the most fights.
Yeah. You don't get run over when you're crossing the street. You get run over when you're deciding whether to run over the street. So just either go or don't go, you know? So that I
never thought of saying it like that. That's actually a really good way to put it. Hell yeah. I'm writing that down.
Yeah, I learned it from a wisdom guy with a real white, a long beard from a mountain that talk like, smart boy. Oh, here we go.
Oh, there you go. Doctor Strange will be proud of that one for sure. But we go. The fight's coming on through. Lulu on the back line, but not in a position where she can actually assist her teammates. But during that time, they only lose Gragas. That's great. But look at also the split push coming on through. You got the Kaisa and Lee Sin pushing on strong into the mid lane. That's going to be the second turret. Everyone is back to base. This is so worth it, actually, for the side of Serpents. Sure, they lose Gragas, but a second mid lane turret? Hell yeah, sign me up, baby. I'm taking that every day of the week.
Yep. Tier 2 tower in mid is one of the most important turrets. Here it comes. Zed.
So they're going to be taking that fight, though. They're going to be contesting away. The stun almost comes on through Lulu, but they do not get the third basic attack. In a way, they're just not ready. Camille, here it is. This is the dive. Did she have the ultimate? I'm not sure if she has it anymore.
Kennen!
But it seemed like here, Kennen coming on through. Nice 3-man stun and huge burst damage. The Lulu will stay alive. Lee Sin is ready to re-engage. He is full HP. This should be a fight that Lee Sin can easily win, especially knowing he has the GA. But he's just not ready just yet. But what a weird engage. Losing Zed really quickly there. I thought they could re-engage, but they were like, nope, we're taking it passive now.
I wasn't sure what Camille did over there. I mean, you can pretty much tell very easily what Kennen did. Kennen was like really good, you know, with a flash engage, flash ultimate. But Camille kind of just went in, took a beating, and it left. You know?
She thought she was a tank for a second. She's like, I can't. No, I can't. Instant regret right there. But like, hopefully she can play a little bit better because she's 0-1 in 4. She's only got 1 item too. When you only 1 item in 12 minutes, that makes me pause like a few questions. Like 1 item in 12 minutes is not good. It's really not good.
Yeah, you need a split push. You need to be sustaining against that. One of the best items against that is obviously Death Dance. So maybe that's something that Camille is considering picking up. Because if you get ulted by Zed, you don't die instantly. In an instant, you can then utilize shield, you can then utilize lifesteal to stay alive, and then possibly turn around. Speaking of Zed again.
Oh my god, Zed's going for it. Might get the ultimate damage. He will get the burn though. There might be a frag on the... Oh, the ignite will not find a kill actually. That's Zed going down and not able to trade out his life. And Camille is so far away, but she's slowly making her way through the red side of the jungle and might be able to get a sneaky little engage if she wants. Her ultimate is still off cooldown. So I think she could still have a good long and impact. But yeah, Zed, that was an interesting one. Like, unfortunately, 1v3, you have some CC on the other side too. You should know that's not going to work. You got to try and play with your team. Yeah. And that was a rightly deserved death, I do have to say.
True. I mean, let's hand over the Mountain Dragon to CHAKAIMOOK. And then you're absolutely right on the fact that Zed shouldn't have done that. Because Zed is more... When we talk about Zed being split pushing, right now he shouldn't be in mid at all. You know, he should be split pushing, creating that pressure, and whoever comes to lane, you can kill that person. You know, that's how Zed is being... The effect being maximized. The whole point about Zed is one-on-one assassination, right? Like, he's able to kill people, like, whoever left alone, especially somebody's walked towards him. Like, the combo can do the maximum damage when they're closer. And then... But he was not doing that. He was 1-for-3 and trying to styling, vibing on the CHAKAIMOOK, you know? Underestimating your opponents is definitely not the way to go here, despite the fact that we see some Grandmaster border. But 5-on-5 is a different beast compared to individual rank, in my opinion.
We're trying to say his border means nothing. That is the thing. But in case you guys also did join the stream a little bit late, already welcome. And I do have to say, this is the last match of the day of Group D. You guys have CHAKAIMOOK versus Serpents. Whoever wins this makes it to the playoffs, and whoever loses stays here and has no friends, just like me in real life. But that is okay. Though Lulu onto the backside, taking some already severe beating. Wukong also with the overgrowth. Oh my god, that's going to be pretty big. They're going to be able to keep the Kai'Sa alive, but still Wukong is doing way too much work paired up with the Kennen, and that is going to be Kai'Sa out of the fights, followed up with Zed also. As any Gragas, the story going to be taking a pretty big beating. Lee Sin also in a pretty similar position, though they're taking a 1v2 versus Camille, but she's able to flash away to the safety of her team, and they were just waiting inside the bush. And now Lulu left alone as Lee Sin is able to survive barely, but for how long he's going to get the nice jump out with the flash. Does buy a little bit of time, but unfortunately, he's going to get chased to his doom, to his death by that Wukong, and Baron is on the menu indeed. As a 3-man team, that should be pretty easy for them to pick up.
Wow. It's a 4-2 trade to the favor of CHAKAIMOOK. Once again, we talk about their team is better at team fight, and then they are doing exactly just that. Also, at the same time, for Serpent, they were doing okay early game, but now they're forcing themselves into too much team fights. Their team is really good split pushing. They got Gragas, they got Zed, and then they should be doing that and just allow the Kai'Sa to scale, you know, in the middle lane, like do like 1-3-1 situation, or you can even have Gragas do like 1-4, have Zed split push. But we see them constantly get themselves into unnecessary fights. Yes, Baron is up, but then what you need to do is obviously set up a pick on the side or somewhere in the jungle instead of facing enemy heads on, because I don't think they're ever gonna win a team fight like this, considering how strong the team fight presence is from CHAKAIMOOK.
Question for me to you here, Dave. So yes or no answer. Are we going to see Kennen get banned in Game 2?
Oh, crap. Yes.
Yeah, does it. Hopefully they do ban it. I really hope so, because Kennen is definitely not making matters easy for them.
No.
Although they're going to be having unfortunately for them, Gragas having to take care of the bot lane, so that means the top lane is easy to push for the side of Misfortune, Kennen, and also the other side of Brawl. So they are off to a really good start when it comes down to controlling objectives. Camille is once again feeling like she's a tank. You're not Alistar, my friend. You picked the wrong goddamn champion. Stay on the back line with your friends until you want to go for the dive. Then maybe you can go aggressive, but until then, take it slow. Yeah,
I think Camille is a little bit rushing it, absolutely, because sometimes you get outpoked. There was one time he got outpoked, even though they won a team fight, because Camille was so low, they were not able to siege like Baron right afterwards in the mid. So I think that, yeah, you're absolutely right on that. You need to take it easier upon himself to not take that much poke. Speaking of poke, though, here it comes.
Oh. Pushing tower, great ultimate, hippity hoppity, your tower is now my property, as they're going to be clashing on through with the ultimate of Kennen once again to burst, and CC is way too much for them to fathom with. And now they find the turret, they cracked open the base, just like an omelette when you crack and open some eggs, and they're having one good time with that omelette for sure. And now that might just be a second turret, though. They're going to have that Misfortune going, that Lulu, sorry, going pretty damn low, and also the Misfortune is going to be able to survive the encounter. They're also damn low. Now it's time to maybe retreat, my friend. You do not have a substantial wave. leave the fight. You're still up as a 5-man team. That is insane in the first place. But what a great fight overall. They're being respectful. They're moving away. And it picks up 2 like base turrets. Like, you can't ask more than that. That was perfect. Oh no, oh wait, I'm taking that one back. Oh my god. They are chasing it down. They find one, they find a second, and they're crumbling down to pieces. Sea Serpents are taking another big fat L on their forehead. And that is going to be Zed also getting chased away. The stun of Brawl comes on through, and that is all set and done. Ace coming on through from the side of CHAKAIMOOK, and they are maybe looking for a bit more.
Yeah, now CHAKAIMOOK, with the advantage that they got, they are going to get the... it seems like they're going for the Elder Dragon, right? Still 4 people down, including the jungler. I mean, right now is no time to get anything else but the Elder Dragon. They have 3 people up. It seems like 4 people out there taking a sweet time. You know, you can see we're a little bit lag from the CHAKAIMOOK's perspective, so we'll switch back to Sea Serpents. But yeah, as of right now, CHAKAIMOOK is contesting the Elder Dragon. It's going to be Elder Cloud, and they have a lot of Elder Dragons under their belt already. So with the Elder Cloud, it's going to be 3 dragons overall. That's, I think, 20% movement speed plus like a lot of true damage.
And that's indeed like being super impactful in these fights overall. The quality is a little bit low, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening on my screen, but
Ooh. Speaking of quality low, we have a little bit disconnect. It does seem like the Discord is not working, won't cooperate, so we're going to go ahead and reconnect back. So here we go.
Oh, there we go. Pog. We're here. So yeah, I was going to say Baron is then on the menu once again. CHAKAIMOOK, I cannot see them. That makes me think they are maybe close into the jungle or towards the Baron pit, but they were just going to be jumping out of the bush, finding potentially one is the Lee Sin. He's going to be out of position. Even the ultimate coming on through. I do not know why Lulu tried to save that. She should have known that that was not going to work. Though, Zed is trying to go for the engage. Ultimate comes on through onto Kennen. Unfortunately, that's just barely a scratch.
Yeah.
And he's going to be taking that one. Though, nice frag. They do find at least one. Kennen's going to be out, but he did already use his ultimate. So his usefulness is basically already down out of the equation entirely. But that's going to be the Nexus. Open for taking damage, and they're just going to focus it down, and that is going to be the first game dominantly going in favor of CHAKAIMOOK 1-0 versus Sea Serpents.